Namaskar everyone and welcome to day 21. Just a reminder that as I speak, I need you to listen. Don't get lost in meditation to the extent that you don't hear what I say. Because I speak from that state. If you drift away into that state without listening properly, you would not catch what I'm saying. And it's important that you understand what I'm saying. So you can close your eyes, you can listen in a meditative state, but I need you to listen. This is the listening part of it. We'll go into the meditation after. Just a reminder to you that you don't get so caught in the energy that you get lost and my words mean nothing. You'll come asking me the same questions. And remember, I speak to you from the experience of these things. So I'm also communicating the experience at the same time. Now, we are multidimensional beings. We operate on several energy levels at the same time. Each part of us is important. In the holographic concept, each one is connected to the whole intimately. It's an integral part of the whole. So it means that every chakra is important. Every energy level is important. If you get a pain in your toe, it's going to affect every part of you. Just as if you had a pain in your ear. Or if you had a pain anywhere else. It's going to affect the whole of you. Your mind is going to be influenced. Your emotion is going to be influenced. Your body is going to be influenced. The stress is going to go everywhere. And you know, from the eye or the ear or the sole of the feet, you can do therapy to other areas. Because everything is connected to everything inside of you. It's an ecological system and so on. So you need to pay attention to every level. In the growth of consciousness or expansion of consciousness, you need to work on every level. I've been saying to you that we have been veiled. The tamas quality of nature, of Prakriti, of nature, Mother Nature, has veiled us for a play. For a play. Why play? Because she's infinite. She can play. She can play without being touched. And so can we ultimately. So our consciousness has been contracted for the sake of the play. And as a result of that, in the contraction, she's held there like a spring that is a wound spring. So it wants to release. So she's programmed to release back to her infinite self, which means it's us. She is us. She is us. Hence the mantra is Aham Brahmasmi or Soham Shivoham, which means that is me. That infinite is me. She's acting through a filter, a contraction. So everybody, no matter who they are, what temperament they're using, what level they're operating on, it is the infinite operating in and through them. Hence the reason you don't judge. It's the infinite. It's the infinite meeting you. Through the beggar, through the aggressive person, through the evolved person. The infinite is meeting you every day through the different creatures. It's meeting you every day through the elements of nature. The infinite is meeting with you every day. Nothing else but the infinite. So we need to evolve to that consciousness, and it's going to take time to do that. Don't think that evolution is going to happen in a day or moment. The evolutionary process, I mean. It's going to take time because the tamoguna, or the tamas, need to be refined. It needs to be cleansed because it's dark. It needs to get into light, sattva. And we have the quality, or nature has the quality of rajas, to begin to work on the tamas and to reveal the sattva quality in us. Hence the need to understand these qualities of nature and don't, again, think that somebody's trying to punish us, imprison us, put us through misery and pain. Oh Lord, why you give me this misery? You've created your own misery with the ego in your freedom and ignorance. So wisdom is the most important thing. Wisdom. That's why Hindus pray to Ganesh, remover of obstacles. Wisdom can remove the obstacles, so we pray to Ganesh. So you have soul powers, as I've said, but they are contracted soul powers. They have become highly compromised because of the tamas. So the infinite knowledge that you have, or knowing within your being, has been compromised to ignorance, lack of knowledge. Same with the happiness. Now we are looking for happiness outside because that's a compromised or contracted consciousness. Happiness is inside. When you begin to uncover more and more of your true nature, you begin to realize that love is inside of me, peace is inside of me, happiness is inside of me. Until then, you look for it outside. In people, in objects, in pleasure. It's not there. It will never be there. We learn the hard way that it's not there. I mean, a little bit of pain is fine, right? You can learn from that. But very quickly, learn. Very quickly, don't make the same errors or mistakes. Very quickly. Learn. Develop the consciousness of being a quick learner. So we need to be observant in our witnessing. We have the ability to witness, to observe, and to observe without judgment. We have the ability to work and expand in the consciousness if we have a strong desire to. Desire is with us. Will is with us. Now, the powers we have, just a reminder, the power to know, gather knowledge, understand. It's called Gyan Shakti. We have the power of will. In our knowing, we use will to achieve what we want. And in the ignorance, we use that same will destructively. So now you can understand why we need more consciousness on the planet and in the human experience. More consciousness, more conscious, be more conscious. Be more conscious of your power. And like I said, we are in the Easter weekend. We're going to see how humans were so tamasic in their consciousness that when the avatar came in all of his glory, they crucified him. Sad to say. Ignorance. So in our striving for more consciousness, we need to go to every level and open ed. But we can make the effort, but we have to make wise effort. That's why I say, work with the inner guide. You have an inner navigator. You have Kundalini Shakti as guide, as navigator. Work with her. Look for the urgings and the guidance and the intuition from her. And when you work towards developing that awareness of her within you, you wouldn't want to go to anybody. You don't need no oracle on the outside. You just need to consult with her on the inside. You will know what to eat. You will know when to go to bed. You will know how to work. She will guide you in everything, as she did to me. The moment she appeared in my space in Ganeshpuri in there, I didn't want to ever lose her. So I kept as close as possible to her as I could, keeping the sadhana. Every moment became sadhana to me, not a Sunday morning worship. Or every night saying a little prayer and lighting a light. No, that wasn't worship for me. Everything that I did was worship. Every action, every thought, every emotion was related to that power. That's how sadhana should be. So I spoke of the different levels. I spoke of the lower level, physical, vital. I spoke about the emotional level. I spoke about the mental level. And I said, as these chakras or energy consciousness centers wake up more and more, she will not stay in one only. She'll begin to creep into the others, because you need the others to work with the lower ones too. So you need more mind. You need to manage your emotion. You need to manage your vitality. So she will creep up as you venture to understand more and know more. She'll begin to open up different areas. Not fully, but as much as you push her or attract her to enter your space. But when she comes into mind, like I said, when she comes into Rudra area, the Bindu area, then the understanding really begins to shift. Otherwise, we feel her presence, but we still operate in the ignorance when we are just in the emotion or just in the primal level of the body. We're still operating with gross emotions. But when she comes into the head and more wisdom comes, more clarity comes, then we're able to perceive the sattva quality more. We begin to feel that we are part of her. We begin to identify with her nature. And that becomes an important part of sadhana. So for those of you who resonate with that thinking, God is within me, not outside. God is within me. These qualities of divinity there inside my soul, I can feel it. And I want to uncover it. You have become the seeker after truth. You have become the more aware seeker. Your soul resonates with it, and there'll become a time in our sadhana where we'll be pulled towards there, but another part of us, the spiritual impulse, will say, no, don't go there. And out of sheer habit and some ignorance, we'll go back there, go back there, go back there. It's like when we get caught up in food addiction, the sugar and the sweets and all the other things. Taste captures us. Although we know what to do, the wisdom is in us, but we get caught again. We see people eating all these things and we want to go after it, regardless of how much we know. That's when we don't know enough. The wisdom is not full. So that's where restraint becomes important, sadhana becomes important, discipline becomes important, company becomes important. Listening to Kundalini, listening to the Guru becomes important. So we need to clean up every level. And it is the mind, the more enlightened mind, the more aware mind that will help you. So strive for wisdom. And when you go up on top and you can feel more power in the mental space, don't think that all the other levels have been cleaned because I'm now feeling power in the brow. No, 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 no. The primal area can still hold you with all the evolved state that you're in. So you have to be very careful, more careful when you have more knowledge. Because your primal nature may still be there. The aggression, being territorial, pleasure-oriented and power-oriented, driven. So you have to be more careful of self-righteousness, wanting to control everything because you feel more power in your hands. Because when you come to the brow, she begins to share power with you. And when you feel these stirrings of power, you need to be... It's really more power to uncover more of who you are, not to play the field with limited knowledge. Half-baked, three-quarter baked. So hence that ability to observe your ego at every level is extremely important. And remember the levels, you have the root level which relates to the ground, relate to the earth, relate to smell. The more you work on that lower area of the root, the finer your smell becomes, and then you can refine it, where you really begin to enjoy, like aromatherapy, these beautiful aromas that you can feel. It's a balm, it heals and soothes. When you go to your sacral area and you work that area, with rajas into sattva, you refine the taste buds. And then you become more attracted to sattvic foods. And of course, other tastes too that bring you to health. Not only the sweet, but all the tastes that come together to create well-being. You begin to know it. You begin to feel it. And that's sattvic consciousness. And when you come to the Manipura, it's light. You see better. Colors are more clear. And you feel more power in your digestion, the fire of digestion. You feel more power in the digestion. You feel strong in your being. It's an area of firepower, core power. Influences the whole. So your belly can affect your head. It can affect the way you see. And also the way you think. Because this is a big system that affects the brain. So when you bring sattva to every level, by using your sadhana, the breath, the meditation, the behavior, the practices, you will actually feel more light at every level. So better smell, better taste, power, better seeing power. And when you come to your heart, it's touch. Touch is a whole big area of therapy. The touch of light. You can't imagine the power of these hands. And of course, the ability of your skin. And that's a heart chakra thing. That's a feel. A feel, an emotional connection is there. So I love to touch and to hold and to feel the energies of everything. Touching the tree, touching the pet, touching another human hand, so I can feel all the energies of the color. I can feel all the energies just from the hand. We have that ability too. And then the hearing and throat and communication. When we begin to clean up this area with more sattva and more opening up the consciousness to refining the sounds, by listening to the more refined sounds, then gradually the sattva quality will become more dominant in our being. We'll want to listen to good things, we'll want to speak in a loving way, we'll want to be more in touch with sound. And then this is the mind. This has the power to dream, to create visions, to visualize. It is not a human sense, but it has the ability to work with the senses. So we call that chakra here, that energy center that works with the senses, the manas chakra. As distinct from the manas, the thinking function. The energy center that works with all the senses is called the manas chakra. So ultimately, in your sadhana, in your practices, as you strive for more consciousness and you use the breath and you use the practices of each chakra, you'll bring more sattva, more light into your being. So that whole holistic idea is important. Every level affects every other level. So when you begin to deal with one, it helps the other levels. You get a better body, you get better senses, you get a better brain. The brain is connected to all of them. So whilst you're working in all of them, they begin to improve every other area. And then you can make the music. When every string of this energy guitar is tuned, then you can play. All your actions, all your words, all your thoughts, they work together in harmony to create light and to influence the space and well-being. So when you sit on the mat, you have the beautiful opportunity of learning where these things are, where these points are, where these energy centers are. And begin to take your attention there, work the breath there, begin to become more acquainted with the energy there, and the impressions that come when you focus there. Because when you begin to work with Kundalini in these areas, or the awakened energy, impressions will come. The past thoughts connected with there, the past impressions, the past feelings. And some may be good and some may be not so good, but they need to come up. And when they come up and you see the tamasic qualities, then you apply the rajas, which is the discipline. That you may change it. So rajas with sattvic intent. I want to open up. I want more light in this area. And so in every one of these levels, you apply the mind. And that will improve your well-being, plus it will improve the way you relate to nature itself and to life. So I want to tell you how important every level is. Don't neglect anything. There's no carnal level within you. There's only divine. And let your divinity shine through every level. Remove all the restlessness of the tamas and the rajas. And let the sattvic quality come into every area. Now for some of us it might be a tall order. It may be challenging. But are you ready to meet that challenge? To really enjoy this creation, this human experience? Are you really ready to enjoy it? And it's because of that tamasic, rajasic imbalance in the body that we have poor health. Just begin to transform every area through your meditation, and it will help your total well-being. I can't tell you how much in this 40 days I've been enjoying just sitting in this whole and really tuning every level. And feeling the joy of well-being. And the more well you feel in the body, and the there's more light in your behavior when you speak or you act, because you're feeling well. The greatest tonic for me is sitting on this mat, because then it charges me up to be on the outside. So as we go into the silence, just make every level important. Breathe into every level and then breathe into the whole. And as you breathe into the whole, as you give attention to the spinal column and the energy channels, look at every level and see whether you're stuck there. When you're stuck there, the breath doesn't flow well, or whether the prana flows freely. And then try to evoke in your consciousness the more refined qualities of love and peace. And look for the evolutionary power. She's right within you. And she will help you at these different levels. And then you will feel this whole experience of being carried by her at every level. Then sadhana becomes a true joy. When she gets involved in your sadhana, when you attract into you feel, there's tremendous joy in the sadhana. So let's go inside, everybody. You know, in the silence, I'm highly communicative with you. In the silence, I'm with every one of you right where you are. We all have the experience of omnipresence, of non-local presence, and local presence. We all have it. But for some of us, that non-local being is sleeping. And the more we are awakened to that expansive non-local being, the more we'll feel the energy of the collective space. So open your minds to non-local awareness, to the power that we have of omnipresence, that we are everywhere. We are in the entire room. We are with the entire group that is together today. We are with everybody. The more you come to the center of your being, the more you'll feel the collective space. And we'll be able to support each other in that space. So let's go into 20 minutes of silence and joyous sadhana. Join me in the inner space. Bring your attention to your body, to the space around you, to the elements of nature. Energize your brain and senses by breathing more deeply, and also be conscious of the prana that you bring through the breathing. Let's energize body and mind. And now we do the Om sound. Breathing out through the mouth and in through the nose. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. How was your meditation? Were you able to really experience every area? Did you feel the breath move freely in different areas? Did you feel the breath became obstructed at certain levels? Did you feel tension in the chest? Did you feel a knot there? Did you feel tension in the lower area? Did you feel tension in the head? Where did you feel tension? And sometimes when you have tension in the head or the heart, just go to the navel and support it with the power from the navel. You'll be surprised that when you begin to work the navel area, or the belly area in breathing, how the tensions go from the upper area. So you need to use the lower one in support of the upper, and you need to use the upper when they are functioning well to support the lower ones. So hence that supporting each other. Chakras work together. And when one is problematic, you go to the others to find the strength and support. And you can only do that best by exploring. So your sitting meditation should be exploratory. Now, as we go into activity, it's important that you observe your behavior, because your behavior is based on where these chakras are blocked and where they're open, and how much sattva is dominating in your being. It will show up in your behavior, in your speaking, in your thinking, in your relating to the world. It will show up. And if you're a true seeker, you'll be very mindful of every thought, every action, every emotion, every intention when you enter into activity. So sadhana or spiritual practice doesn't stop here. True sadhana continues in the activity as well. The fine-tuning the consciousness or refining it happens in the activity. When you're relating and there's an obstruction, there's anger coming up or aggression, they're coming from chakras inside, from energy centers inside, influencing the mind and influencing the emotion. So use those same challenges on the outside to transform your energies. That's the way you're going to grow. So like I said, while sitting here with me, you're learning, but when you go out there, it's a time for practicing and testing what you've learned. You need to be tested. We need to be tested. The world is meant to help us to grow. And we need to understand that every incident that happens in the exterior world is programmed by the universe to be just the ones you need. So you need to be able to observe the outer stage and observe what is attracted towards your being. That's what you have attracted based on what's resonating in your field. Some you are unconscious of, some you know. But those resonances, unconscious and subconscious and conscious, they are attracting everything in your stage with perfection. The parents you have, the friends you have, the challenges you have, the place where you're born. Everything is based on those resonances within your being. So, hence the stage, the karmic stage or the outer world, is a great place for sadhana. It has always been for me, monitoring my behavior, fine-tuning it. When you neglect that, you neglect a huge, huge part of sadhana. It's not about sitting and feeling a little euphoric or elated or self-righteous. It's going out there and being tested and really learning to sport in the field of life. That's what the joy is. You look for what you don't like and look for what you get attached to. We call it a rag and dvesh. The things that you are attracted to, that you like, likes and dislikes. Dvesh, the things that you are averse to. Attraction, aversion, likes, dislikes. So once you're caught in either, it's going to affect your behavior. You're going to lose that sense of equipoise and balance and peace. So at every chakra, you need to look at how that is playing out in the world. Are you at peace with every level? So the goal is equanimous consciousness. Balance. Meeting everything from a place of peace and harmony and love. Doesn't matter what it is. It shows the balance in the inner space, the equipoise, the equanimity. That's the goal. That's when you bring closure to the karmas. When you don't have any for or against, you can't create karmas anymore. The existing karmas will play out, but you don't create karmas anymore. And that's the goal. But then you're able to sport. If you fall, it doesn't matter. You've enjoyed the fall. Dust off on you. You're gone again. If you have a little bit of energetic altercation with anybody, it's forgotten after. You make up and it's forgotten. It doesn't stay. And then when you're in the real spirit of equanimity, you feel guided, you feel held, you feel carried. So those are the signs that you're growing. So off the mat today, look at your behavior. Be mindful of every thought, every action, every word, every relationship. Be mindful and bring out the best that's within you and in the world around you. Of course, you may not be able to change everything around you, but a change can stay inside of you. The light can stay inside of you when you meet darkness. That's a more powerful response to darkness. You saw it with the Christ. You saw it with the Christ. In the midst of being crucified on the cross, he's saying, Father, forgive them. Please, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Who will say that being speared in the chest? Who will say that? Who will say that with such love and compassion for ignorance? Who will say that? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So let's remember that, be mindful in action, be quantumous as much as you can or aspire to it, and be a blessing to your world. Let's enjoy this Easter weekend in sober contemplation of what can happen to goodness in a dark period. They extinguished the light that was on the earth and had to pray after for forgiveness. Let's not extinguish that light that is inside every chakra. Let's not crucify that light. Let's use wisdom to keep it open. We are not in the deep darkness of Kali Yuga. We have moved away from that. But we are still in a period of darkness. Let's hold on to the light. Let's be the light. Let's act from the light. Have a blessed Friday, everyone. Namaskar.